Hello, everyone. Welcome you all to my session on leading DevOps transformation. I'm very excited to discuss with you on DevOps transformation and some details about me. Myself, Archana Nevaskar. I have been working in software development and delivery for 20 plus years. I have been leading different technologies, working in different domains, and introducing new technologies to clients, working for different Fortune 500 companies. And in my last role as Director IT, I have been working on DevOps transformation, implementing and strategizing it for a business unit. And so I'm excited to discuss today with you all on DevOps transformation, and let's get started. So here is the brief agenda on the DevOps transformation. So we will see what is DevOps, and why DevOps, some barriers, and then finally leading to DevOps transformation. So let's get started. I would like to start my presentation with this DevOps industry research report, which talks of how the organizations are able to, the top performers, the elite performers, how they are able to perform and how they are able to do frequent deployments and with stability. They are able to reduce the time of the incidents in production, and their changes, they are able to stabilize it in production. So with this thought and the report, this is from DevOps Industry Report, and it also suggests that how organizations can follow these leaders, and in terms of having the right culture, having the scalable systems, and start with their DevOps journey. So let's get started. What is DevOps? So DevOps is if you see the traditional development, we have the business teams, we have the development teams, we have the testing teams, and we have deployment teams. And everybody are doing fantastic in their areas. They have different set of priorities and focus. But the challenges or the differences we start to see when there is, we start to handshake and move the work products around these different teams. So DevOps is trying to address the better collaboration and having everybody together. So if we see, as DevOps stands for development and operations together, so let us see how the development is having different focus. So they have the developers, they will have focus on having latest technology, getting features out quickly and with quality delivery, and getting lesser. While the operations will have the focus on how to deploy this in production, how it should be stable in production, and how it should have minimal impact to users. So DevOps addresses this, getting both development and operations team together, and how they can work together and move forward with the journey of quality software delivery. So if you see the definition here, DevOps is empowering delivery teams by removing inefficiencies across software lifecycle. So I've highlighted software lifecycle as it empowers delivery teams and removes efficiencies throughout the software delivery, right? And we will see further details. So what is DevOps? It is cultural and organizational change. It is simplifying your different processes, software development and business processes. It is eliminating waste. It is tools and automation throughout the journey, and it is collaboration to move forward successfully together, right? So now why DevOps? we might have come across when we do software delivery and development that there is teams working in silos, there is late development, slow testing, a lot of defects, and the build doesn't work in production, right? So DevOps tries to address this end-to-end and tries to make this entire process as faster, better, and cheaper, right? So you might come across like I am doing already agile and I'm doing iterative development and I am already accepting changes as they come across, as I come across in delivery. But just to highlight here, Agile addresses the change in requirements from business to development, and DevOps, and it stops there at development, right, when the work product is ready. But DevOps goes a step further, and it addresses how a delivered or how a ready product can be delivered to production and to customers quickly. So it addresses the gap between development and operations. Right, so here is some comparison like Agile, business and development, DevOps related to development and operations. It is Agile addresses working software, DevOps addresses working software delivered successfully, then Agile addresses processes around build and automation, and DevOps has its own set of processes and practices, what we call as continuous integration and delivery, where as the developer checks in the code, it gets continuously integrated and tested, and the testing to test it in other different phases like UAT and so on. Then configuration management and the infrastructure, which used to be traditionally as a manual process where you do the provisioning manually, that can be addressed through coding, and then virtualization and containerization and continuous monitoring in production. So DevOps takes care of end-to-end software delivery, enabling different processes and people as we move forward this journey, right? And so Agile addresses how to develop software, predominantly focusing on development part of it, while the DevOps focuses on end-to-end responsibility. And some of the business benefits, so addressing across the software development lifecycle, it has benefits across business, better ROI, frequent releases, predictable delivery, then across organizations where it is empowering teams, cross-pollination of skills, and then for IT, better code quality, traceability, better automation and processes, and better deployments, lesser defects. So this addresses across all the software, entire business operations and IT benefits for all. So now here, let us spend some time on barriers to DevOps. As we move from build to test to deploy, you might see that there is a challenge in having the handshake once the requirements are done and how they move to development, and then from development to testing, and then to deploy, right? So there can be certain things which can hinder this progress and which are already been there as a legacy, and we those. So these things which might be seen as a barriers, which focus on them and try to address them early. So let us start with the barriers here. The inadequate leadership support. So here, leadership support is not only in terms of budgeting, it is also in terms of, as DevOps changes, it may be overwhelming at times, and a lot of change for individuals as well as across the organization. So leadership support is very critical, as people might have some resistance or to change, or they might have certain ways of doing things and they may not be very open. So to remove those differences and get leadership support is very, very critical throughout the entire journey. Then organization culture, how is it supporting innovation? Is it supporting new thought process? Is it supporting risk-taking behavior, or are we shooting the messenger? So the organization culture has to be innovative and supporting, as a lot of changes are going to be introduced as part of the DevOps journey. Now, analysis paralysis, it is not so uncommon as it addresses the process, people, technology, and tools and automation, everything to do with the software development. Once you start on this journey, you might feel where to start, a lot of things to change, but you can step back and take your time, do some analysis, but it should not be like we are going into never-ending cycles of analysis, right? So that analysis paralysis should be cautious of. Then no inadequate tools automation. There may be some organizations may have some tools, they are already there and they are socialized those tools, but some may not have, and they may be just starting to think of automation. Some are already doing continuous integration, but to do delivery. So this kind of different stages organizations might be. Some are just doing waterfall, they are not doing agile and waterfall. So this tools automation might be as a barrier, and we need to be aware of. Then inconsistent and heavy processes, as it is especially with the large organizations and enterprises where the software has been delivered for years and years together, we might come across the processes and have inconsistency in them. One department follows certain way of doing things, the other department follows certain way of doing things. So how everybody and processes together, how do we start? That can be another barrier to start with. Then scarcity of skills, not everybody is having digital skills, how to automate things, unit test cases, testing first, and different tools, new, and with the IT, a lot of new tools are getting introduced with the DevOps journey, getting everything automated. So that can be another reason. Then software delivery by vendors, that can be another challenge. Then regulatory compliance, you are into very highly regulated environments, you need to be cognizant of that. And then the legacy applications. So these are some of the barriers which you can be aware of and can get, when you start planning the journey, you can be keeping these things in mind and get starting. Now, DevOps transformation, demystifying. So it's not another silo, but cross-functional ops work together and get own the responsibility and deliverables, right? So it's a cross-functional team working, dev, business, QA, and operations working together for a common goal. Does it one size fits all? Not really. There can be different things with different organizations and different businesses. It can be team size. It can be a very small team. It just 20 people team, or it can be a large organization, 100,000 people. It can be a different domain. It can be straightforward domain. It can be a very complex domain where a lot of regulations and all. Then you have geographically distributed teams, a single location, different locations across the globe. Then your organization, is it like having outsourcing, heavy on outsourcing? Is it all in-house team, or vendors are there? So that can be another differentiator. And then technical complexity. So what kind of technology? Is it how many tiers, multi-tier application? Is it a client server application? Is it a desktop application? And your compliances, regulatory as well as other compliances, your industry demands. So all these things are different for different organizations and businesses. So it will not be a one-size-fit-all solution. You will have to an understanding of your way of working, your environment, and then go for DevOps journey. Now, these are some of the things when DevOps is in operation. So with DevOps, you have agile and automated teams, cross-functional teams, everybody collaborating, multiple releases in a week or a day. You can decide the frequency as it suits your business. And constant collaboration, quicker turnarounds on your defects as well as features, constant feedback, constant learning, and overlapping responsibilities, empowered teams, and automated testing and fail fast. So failure is very well like supported in the sense you can take chances and learn from that and move forward in implementing different technologies, right? And now leading DevOps transformation. So as we saw, it is a kind of getting development, operations, quality, and entire delivery together. So it is the journey from no DevOps to DevOps. It starts with observe, plan, and act, and it goes into that repeat cycle, right? So you can have different ways of working. You have different technologies, you have different teams structures. So you need to understand first, observe what all the things, and then how you can go for your journey. And so it is definitely, it's a journey and it's not a destination. So it cannot be like, I'm done with DevOps. You have to keep, it is a continuous improvement process. So you keep on doing different things and keep on doing enhancements, and bit by bit you will move closer to DevOps. But the moment you come there, you will see, okay, I need to improve. This has become heavy for me now, or this tool is not working, so I need to change this. So it's keep on like optimizing your way you work and operations. So now, what kind of leadership which can help in this entire journey? So the leader or the person who is giving, who is helping and facilitating this entire journey should have a clear vision why he is doing this. Then the supportive leadership, support to the teams as well as to the direct responsibility who is running all this to support to the entire team. Then the intellectual stimulation, getting people to work and learn faster and quickly apply those concepts. Then inspiring them with personal recognition and getting them all together and encouraging on the this journey, right? So can be achieved using transformational leadership to enable organization-wide changes as it is changing, and it may be like at times it might look very not so easy to do, but with the right leadership support, it can be achieved, and we can start with this journey. So now, how do we start? So as we discussed, it is not one size fits all approach. So identify the pain points, and it may be different pain points for different organizations. Some might have very heavy on processes, some might have zero tool implementation, and some might have very cumbersome architecture. So you need to identify what are your pain points and which you need to start addressing first when you start with DevOps transformation, right? Then the second would be how you get onto your what is DevOps, define the scope, then define shared responsibility, what are the shared goals and how do we reach there, then define process bottlenecks, what are the process bottlenecks which are coming across, then what are the tools which we need to use, what we are targeting, are we targeting continuous delivery, continuous integration, entire, or in pieces, so that we need to define, and then identify the right project and metrics to start with. And lead time for success, it will not be immediately you will be able to see the success, so you need to give some time to get success in this. And then the recommendations, engage an expert, continuous support to teams, loosely coupled architecture, define your measurements and milestones, and continuous learning and feedback. So once you start doing this journey, you will have to have a DevOps team, and you can have this supportive, loosely coupled architecture. So you can have scalability, maintainability, define your measurements, what are your metrics for your DevOps success, what are your milestones, and have the continuous learning and feedback going. So that's all I have.